doing well. We are back with some more Danganronpa. Yeah, I'm doing this on a Friday. Really weird, isn't it? Well, Thursday for you guys. Because, you know, this weekend's the Splatfest and I didn't really have a best time to squeeze it in. So, I decided, I'll just shove it in here, take a break from all the other games that we've been trying to complete. So, the question's going to be if I'm going to stream this next week or not, because I'll only be streaming on 2 days next week because of my holiday. But we'll see. So, last time we started chapter 5, and we found out some very interesting things. We found out more information about things. We were finding out that Murukuro Ikusawa was possibly the headmaster. We managed to break into the, was it the data room, I think it was? Well, we were about to head into the headmaster's room, but then, we found a body out in the garden. And we're not sure whose it was, but it exploded, so we don't know who it is. And we went to the data center as well, and found out that our whole life is being broadcasted everywhere, so yay. But yeah, today we're going to continue. We're going to finish off chapter 5 today, so we're going to do the investigation and the class trial. Jesus Christ, my thing froze for like a second. Oh, that's why. Oh, please. Okay. Alright, so, yeah, we're gonna finish chapter 5 today. Fun fact, class trial 5 is actually the shortest out of all of the class trials in Trigger Happy Havoc. It's like an hour and a half, I think. So, this is probably gonna be a short stream today. Which is fine. So, yeah, let's get into it. Okay. Go Team White Chocolate? Yeah. I was actually looking at some. You know how Nintendo likes to make polls of all the Splatfest teams before the Splatfest starts, and Milk is the most popular. So I think Milk's gonna win the popular vote. Because there's so many on Team Milk, it's not funny. But yeah, that starts in just 25 hours, that begins. For me, at least. I think it starts at everyone at the same time anyway, so yeah, just under 25 hours. Alright, anyway. Let's begin with the investigation. If I check the body more thoroughly, maybe then I'll find out for sure if it's Kyoko or not. Oh yeah, we're trying to decide if this is Kyoko or not. Huh? There's something weird about the body's fingernails. Oh, these are fake nails. They're really long. They seem like they'd get in the way of normal activity. There's also something on the back of her right hand. Is this a tattoo? It got burned, so I can't make out the whole thing, but looks like it's a picture of a dog or something. I've never seen anything like it before. The upper half of her body got set on fire and exploded until it's totally blackened. Also, the top half of the body is wet. That's because it got set on fire and I threw water on it. Since I only threw water on the part that was on fire, the top half, the bottom half is still dry. In other words, there's nothing showing for the top half being wet. There isn't, right? Super excited for the Splatfest start. The official one? Yeah, that comes out probably today or tomorrow, right? Exciting. The white jacket the victim was wearing got totally burnt up. There's only one little piece left. Well, half of the body didn't get wet at all. The water explains why the bottom half is wet. That right. Anything else? That should be it. Away from the dead body, of course. there's a knife laying on the ground. Is this a poll? What poll? Is it supposed to come out soon? No, there was one a while ago that was on the Australian Twitter, Nintendo Twitter. Nope, that's the American one. I'm just going on through my phone. There was one they did a while ago. Let me find it. See if it's changed. It's gonna be a while to find now because of the direct, but one moment. It was like last week, I think. Yeah, they did it 3 days ago. So it was voting for the next Splatoon 3 Splatfest has started in game. Which Chocky team are you joining? Chocky is what we say chocolate. And dark chocolate had 28%, milk chocolate had 48%, and white chocolate had 25%. So yeah, this is on the Australian one. The American one didn't do one, I don't think. I could check, but bloody hell, it's gonna take me a bit. One moment. Yep, they didn't do one. So, it was the Australian Twitter that did it. Just go scroll down for a bit. Must be the knife that was stuck in the body before it exploded. The force of the explosion must have thrown it over here. Monokuma fast said the knife went all the way through the body from front to back. Does that mean this knife is what caused the fatal injury? Either way, this knife, it looks really familiar. Wait, is this... That's it! It's the knife that person was holding. This is getting really weird. There are just too many strange coincidences. Whoever the person in the mask was that attacked me last night, they were holding that knife. And that same knife was used to stab that same last attacker we found here. So maybe this masked person got stabbed because when they attacked I was in a kind of trance. Maybe I reacted by grabbing the knife, and maybe then I? And if this really is Kyoko, it would mean Kyoko was the one that attacked me. But why the mask? I just don't know. I don't remember anything clearly from last night. No, it can't be. There's no way. Alright. Wait, I already checked the body. What's with the owie? Listen, Makoto, do you remember how the body looked, before it blew up? If I remember right. He was wearing some kind of mask and a big white coat. There was also a knife sticking out of his stomach and around it was stained with blood. Apparently the wound had stopped bleeding, but the blood on the body was still wet. Byakuya said not to touch it to avoid getting all bloody. For how much blood there was on the body, I didn't see any on the ground. Okay. Wow, thanks, that was a big help. Now that you explained it, I totally remember how it looked. Well, having to talk about it like that helped me remember a lot too. So thank you too. Dancing around Peggle like a hula hoop? Why like a hula hoop? That's weird. This is the panel that controls the sprinklers. They're set to turn on at 7:30 every morning, and Monokuma said the time positively couldn't be changed. Huh? Hold on. So the sprinklers turn on at 7:30 each morning, right? Then if the body was here before then, the sprinklers could have gotten it wet, which would mean the murder must have taken place. Oh my god. I remember there were some chickens in the chicken coop. I count 4 chickens. Huh? 4? Yo. What's going on, Makoto? Oh, I'm glad you're here. Listen, do you remember how many chickens there were in here? Of course, there were precisely 5. Yeah, right? Huh? What's wrong? It's a song called Hula Hoop by Luna, part of their Japanese album. Ah, okay. There's only 4 chickens here now. We're 1 short. Huh? That's so weird. I wonder when it disappeared. I was down here just before nighttime last night, and there were definitely 5 chickens then. What are we gonna do? Going from 5 to 4 is going to have an impact on the structure of the world.
Conspiracy!
What is the official Splatoon Australian count? I don't remember. Okay. It's called... It's called Nintendo AUNZ. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. If even a single piece disappears, the entire world will remain unfinished. I did my best to ignore Hero and focus on the problem at hand. Why did one of the chickens disappear? Could it be related to the case? Chickens! Chickens! Who did that body belong to? Whoever it is, I'm not gonna look. I don't want to faint anymore. Poor girl. Hey, Byakuya. Good time, Makoto. I wanted to talk to you. What do you want? What do you want to talk about?
So, in
I'd
other
like to
words-
hear your alibi. Alibi?
In other words,
Correct. I'd love to hear where you were after nighttime began last night. Well, I was sick, so I was asleep all night. Why are you asking about that now? And what's nighttime got to do with it?
naturally.
Isn't it obvious? This murder took place after nighttime. How can you know that for sure? Because just after nighttime began, I came to the garden. I was going around looking for everyone, so I could tell them about Monokuma. Hero's been spending most of his time in the garden the last few days, so I figured he'd be here. And I can confirm when I arrived last night, there was no body here.
In other words,
So the murder could have only taken place at some point during nighttime, after I left the garden. However, Toko, Hiro, Hina, and I were in the gym together the entire night last night. What? Once I found Hiro in the garden, we immediately went to Toko and Hina's room to get them. At that point, we all went to the gym and began dismantling Monokuma. As a precaution, we made sure not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. In other words, all four of us have airtight alibis. The only ones who don't have alibis are me and Kyoko.
that's right.
And if the victim really is Kyoko, then I'm the only one without an alibi? Also, when we went to go get Hina and Toko, we stopped by your room as well. But you never came to the door, so where precisely were you? I'm telling the truth, I was in my room, but I was dead asleep. I had a fever, so that's hardly an alibi. I know. So, what now? You seem to be at quite the disadvantage here. I'm the only one without an alibi. That's really bad, isn't it? Meet my classmate, slams hand down the desk. This means war. Why would you start war? That's silly. It's 11 o'clock right now. Okay, and? Oh, well, I was just thinking about when we first found the body. Where the body was found, huh? I should look back at what I did this morning to help me remember when that was. Monokuma's announcement woke me up at 7 o'clock as usual. And I headed for the dining hall pretty soon. Once I got there, I met up with Hina. That was right around 7:30. Excuse me. You found it now? No worries. Then I headed to the gym where everyone else was waiting. Next, Toko went to go get the pickaxe, and that's when she found the body. What time was it then? Now then, Toko, what time is it? Well, when we left the gym, it was just before 9 o'clock, so it's probably 9 on the dot now. That's right, it had to have been around 9 o'clock.
You know?
Ugh, now that you mention it, I think you're right. So I think we can say for sure that the body was found at 9 a.m. Okay, my job's done. That's a pretty small job. Let's go in here. This room is dusty and disorganized. In other words, a pretty stereotypical tool shed. Is this a top? Wait, was there a top in here before? I probably should look into that. It could be related to the case. The top is wet and covered with mud and grim, but the underside, it's totally clean and completely dry. Once now the top is wet and dry, something about that bothers me. That's the one thing in here that concerns me. Because one time I bought a box of cookies for myself and they kept asking for cookies. Oh my. Crazy diamonds. Same thing that was written on the back of Mondo's coat. His pickaxe is connected to Mondo somehow. It's definitely intriguing, but now's not the time to worry about it. Have I investigated everything here? These look like fragments of something. They're all burnt, so I can't really be sure, but look at I've seen something like it before. But where? Wait, was it there? I'll have to double check about that later. I think I've checked everything I need to in this area, but I'm not done yet. There are other areas I need to check. Specifically that fragment I found before. There's somewhere I need to go in order to confirm my suspicions. I don't even remember where that was. I still need to find out more about Kyoko. Is that corpse really Kyoko? If that's true. Was that also Kyoko who attacked me last night? If I can find out more about her, maybe I can answer that question. Kyoko was never the kind of person to talk about herself all that much. Maybe if I can go into her room, I'll be able to find out more. The key to her room?
It's all clear now.
I will simply limit your options. I can't allow you to engage in any further suspicious activity. Limit my options?
Give up.
Give me the key to your room. I don't have a choice. I have to see if he'll let me borrow her room key. Yeah, go on. Hey, you have to hide your food next time? Hey, Byakuya, if you do come up with an alibi, I'd be happy to hear it later at the class trial. Oh no, it's not about that. You have the key to Kyoko's room, right? I was hoping I could borrow it. I'm afraid I can't take that risk. You're the prime suspect after all. Of course, if I were to go with you, that would be a different story. Then, will you go with me? Sorry, I have my own agenda to take care of. Find me again later and we'll see. Depending on my mood, I may go with you, I may not. Come back later, huh? Okay, then in the meantime, I should look around somewhere else. Maybe I should check out that one area. I don't remember that area. What the heck are you on about? Oh, hold on. I don't remember. I didn't see the poll, but you can always send it to me later. I'll just screenshot it right now. I'll just screenshot it and put it in the Splatoon part of my Discord. Hold on. I'll quickly do it now. Get over and done with. That was 4 days ago. There it is. Boop. Where we go? There we go. I posted it in the Splatoon part of the Discord. Alright, what was I doing? That's right, I was gonna figure out where that piece was. I actually have completely forgotten where that was, so one moment please. Alright, never mind, I got it. I had to double check. We're going to the gym. I probably could have just done this. I could have just looked on the map, and I probably would have figured it out, but too stupid. Monokura's laying dismantled on the floor, but I figured it wouldn't be here.
You know?
I just found something. What is it? It's...
Huh?
It's what? A bomb. There's one installed in every Monokuma robot, I'm sure. A bomb? That bomb went missing. There's no doubt about it. The fragments I found in the garden. Okay, I've checked everything else I can think of. All that's left now is Kyoko's room. I should head back to the garden and ask Byakuya. Alright, let's go ask the moody bastard. Excuse me. I have a question for you, my darling. Get your fat ass with me. You think you can go soon, Byakuya?
Let's go.
You wanted to check out Kyoko's room, right? Very well, let's go. Ah, wait for me! Byakuya walked off without a second glance, and I hurried after him when I went to the dorms. Oh yeah, that's right, Kyoko's room is like the first one. It's crazy. You're crazy, you're too happy to have it, chapter 5. You're on... oh, you're on Goodbye Despair Chapter 5. Cool. I can't look at myself. I need to ask Byakuya. Oh, fuck. Byakuya, open the door, please. Well then, here we go. Byakuya took out the key and slid it into the keyhole, and then... and it's open. Looks like it. Thanks. Let's go. So this is Kyoko's room. Sus. Ugh. There's something on the table. It's a woodblock decoration.
What?
What's that? What purpose does it serve? I think it's probably a key. The lockers at those really traditional public bathhouses use them for their lockers. I wouldn't know. I've never gone to a public bathhouse. That doesn't really surprise me. It's hard to picture Byakuya doing something like that.
It's certainly
But if it is a
possible.
key, I think I might know what it unlocks. Really? What? Unless I'm mistaken, I'm pretty sure I saw something in the dojo that this might go to. The dojo? I don't think there's anything else here.
Such big.
Oh. He wants me to look around more. God damn it. What else? Here's her bed. I don't see anything interesting here, at least not as far as the case is concerned. Yeah, just go smell it. That's her bed. Nothing there. Nothing there. Alright, let's look at the bathroom then. Oh, the bathroom will be locked, won't it? Here's the bathroom. She might have certain articles hanging out to dry, but not look inside. Wow, Byakuya, talk to me.
What?
You want to come here, right? So what is it you're looking for? Nothing in particular, I just thought we might find some kind of clue here. A clue that might help us understand Kyoko.
Come on.
You can't be serious. That's why you made me take up my time out of my search to come here. You're scared of Blackpink? Welcome in, Shiva. Sorry. Regardless, if you plan on poking around at random, you're doomed no matter how much time you take. Surely have something more concrete, something to give us some sort of direction here. More concrete. Oh, I know. Earlier, Kyoko gave me something. Huh? What's this?
True.
Consider it a symbol of my determination. Don't open it yet. Only open it if something ever happens to me. I'm sure I have it here somewhere. Found it! What's in the envelope? Kyoko gave it to me. She said if something ever happened, I should open it. Well, something has certainly happened, so we'll open it. Oh, okay. I opened the envelope and looked inside. Inside was a single piece of paper. Under the sheets?
What?
That's all that was in there? Yeah, looks like it. Under the sheets? Where could it be? I think you're right in front of it, my boy. But could something be hidden under the bed sheets? Part of me didn't expect to find anything, but as I lifted up the sheets... What's this? I found a crumbled up piece of paper. Class number 78 student registry? Muroko Ikosaba. It appears to be Muroko Ikosaba's profile. Yeah, looks like it. That's probably the other thing Kyoko stole when she snuck into the headmaster's room along with the key. God, you're so annoying. Fine, I'll tell you it was a key and that's it. This must be the blank that Monokuma was talking about. Kyoko said a death without meaning was unappealing, and this is what she left behind? I don't have time for your sentimental indulgences. Hurry up and finish your search. Okay. I made an effort to pull myself together and look down the profile sheet. Name, Muroko Ikosaba. Sex, female. The ultimate soldier. Although small for her age, she was a military specialist trained in every weapon type imaginable. She showed an interest in the military from childhood and soon found herself completely absorbed in it. The elementary school she won a survival game tournament and began writing for military magazines. Just before entering middle school, while she and her family were on vacation in Europe, she disappeared. The story of a young Japanese girl being kidnapped quickly took over Japanese media outlets. An intense international investigation turned up no information, and she was never found. However, she reappeared in Japan 3 years later, alone and completely unannounced. She revealed that she had joined a mercenary group known as Fennia for those 3 years. Fennia? I can never pronounce the name. She insisted that she hadn't been kidnapped, that she hadn't received battle training of her own violation. However, she never revealed why she decided to return home when she did. The ultimate soldier. The mercenary group. This doesn't feel real. The world I grew up in, it's like a completely different dimension. It's like one's non-fiction and the other is sci-fi. There's no way to ever compare the two. That's how different this is. that was how I saw things as just an ordinary person, but then
See.
I never imagined I would hear the name Fenrir in a place like this. Huh? You recognize it?
Naturally.
The Fenrir Mercenary Corps is a collection of battle-crazed warmongers. But they do have their uses, and they always get the job done. That's worth remembering. This is a part of a world that's totally removed in the one I live in. I have to say, I'm intrigued. Every rumor I've heard says that Fenrir has already...
Found it. Whoa, I feel like our hero's becoming a bit player and a bit player is becoming our hero.
Ah, it's you!
What? What have you got in your pretty little hand there? Oh, you found her profile.
So what if we did?
Hey, don't forget on me. I'm not gonna hold it against you or anything. And in case you're wondering, I don't hold it against Kyoko either, even though she stole it and hid it. After all, there's no rule against stealing, is there? But who I can't forgive is Miss Ogami, who broke the rules and busted into the headmaster's room. Maybe I'll drag her corpse out and slice it up and devour it. Bears are omnivores, you know.
Are rule violations really so unforgivable? You're quite adamant about those regulations of yours.
Of course I am. A proper school life is built on the dedication to organization and order, which is why even I, as the school headmaster, have to follow the regulations myself.
Oh, so you're saying you have to follow your own rule as well?
Of course. Absolutely. I can't have you complaining about how unfair it all is, now can I? In fact, on the subject of fairness, would you like to know something interesting?
Interesting?
It's about the one writing all the rules. I'm one of the participants in this killing game. I don't think I ever actually told you how many participants there actually were, did I? I was thinking I should probably clarify that.
Hey,
When you all first got here together in the main hallway,
Back when there were 15 people there, right? I think that first meeting may have led to a little misunderstanding among you all.
a misunderstanding? Are you saying...
That's right. There weren't actually 15 of you.
indeed.
The total number of students taking part in this killing game was actually 16.
16? Then...
Mukuro Ikusaba, the 16th student, lying hidden somewhere in this school. The one they call the ultimate despair. Watch out for her.
The 16th student, Muruko Ikosaba, she's part of the school life. So the one making all the regulations is... Why?
What did you say?
Why are you telling us this?
Oh, well, because, like I told you, this killing game is desperately popular. You wouldn't believe the ratings. Since we've got so many viewers now, I wanted to make sure everyone was on the same page. I don't want to wake up to a hurricane of complaints and hate mail, you know.
Indeed.
Makes sense.
Well now.
Okay, that's all you get for now. Oh, actually, I have some revenge to get, so I have an extra bonus for you.
Revenge?
I want to get back at that sneaky Miss Kirigiri, so I'm going to share a little secret with you.
Seriously?
You know how she wears those stupid gloves day in and day out all the time? Well, don't tell anyone I told you, but she wears those to cover a bunch of hideous scars that she doesn't want anyone to see.
What?
Okay, now that's all you get.
Kyoko wears those gloves to cover up a bunch of scars? Wait, it's on the back of her hand. The tattoo. Wait, but no, Monokuma specifically said they were scars, right? That's why Kyoko wears those gloves to hide scars, which means... those fake nails on the corpse. Are you thinking about Kyoko again? Huh?
What?
Forget about her. What matters right now is uncovering Monokuma's trap. His trap?
Such ignorance.
God must have really hated on you to make you so dull. Don't you remember what Monokuma just told us? He said there were 16 students, right? Which means Mukuro was a student here. Obviously, Monokuma was trying to tell us that Mukuro is the one creating the rules to the game. But why would he tell us that, and why now? He said he wanted to make things clear, so there wouldn't be any complaints here. But the mere fact that he said that proves that Mukuro is connected to this case. That's why Monokuma revealed the existence of a 16th student. He needs to make our investigation fair. Mukuro is related to the case?
certainly
Perhaps she's the one who killed
possible.
Kyoko. What? That would explain why we'd have to have a class trial, wouldn't it? If she's a student and she killed someone, that would make her part of the school killing game. Mukuro is the killer? She killed Kyoko? Anyone should be able to come to that conclusion, don't you think? In fact, that's exactly what I thought when the investigation first
What?
began. But based on what Monokuma just told us, I've changed my
All
mind.
clear now.
Mukuro Ikosaba isn't the culprit. Huh? What makes you say that? We thought Mukuro, the ultimate despair, was the mastermind's true identity. But if that's true, Monokuma's behavior makes no sense. Why would the mastermind go out of their way to reveal themselves to us? That's a
So
good
in
point.
other words,
Murukuro giving us information that would raise questions about her would be bold, to say the least. It makes more sense then to assume that Murukuro isn't the culprit. So that's the trap. They want us to suspect Murukuro and came to the wrong conclusion. That's what makes sense to me. The way you say it, it definitely does seem possible, but if it's really true, if Murukuro isn't the killer, then who is? Well then, I believe our work here is finished. Let's move on, but I'm sure there are other places in need of investigation. I should find out if that key and the dojo really are
Let's
connected.
go.
Well, are you coming? Oh, we're going together?
Okay.
Probably this. There are wooden lockers here. They use woodlock keys just like at those super traditional public bathrooms. Looks like the key we found in Kyogo's room really does go to one of these lockers.
I see.
Makoto, do you see the locker farthest to the right?
Very strange.
That's the only one that doesn't have a key in it at the moment. Pego, Monokuma's behavior makes no sense. Pego's behavior makes no sense either. How can she not be pumped for Virtue's last reward? Jesus Christ, welcome in, full. You understand what that means, right? I should probably use the key we found in the locker, right?
Right.
Well, just try it. Okay. I took out the woodblock key and inserted it into the locker's metal lock, and the locker eagerly accepted the key and it opened. Oh my gosh. Okay. There are arrows in here. It looks like 10 arrows in total. They look like they're made of titanium, which means they're quite strong despite how thin they are. Of course, without a bow, they're nothing but strong-lipped sticks. Strong sticks. There's something else on the locker. It's a wadded up duct tape. I wonder what it was used for. Is that a blood stain?
I see.
Give me paw? What? If it is, that means it must surely be related to the case. This duct tape is related to the case somehow? How could it possibly be involved? I think that's all the locker has to offer now. Is something
Very
wrong? It's
strange.
very odd, don't you think? The locker was hiding items that were clearly related to the case. But how did the key to the locker wind up in the victim's room?
Why?
Or perhaps... Ryafia? Forget it. Come on, we need to continue on to the next location. Huh? What next location? There's still something we need to look into. We need to do more research on Fenria. Fenria? Is it... How do you pronounce it? Is it Fenria? Fenria? I'd have no idea. You mean the mercenary group that Muroko was a part of? But how are we supposed to find out about that? Isn't it obvious? Where in the school would you go to go research something? Research? You talking about the archive? That's right. The archive has all kinds of info that the general public doesn't have access
Let's
to.
go.
We only have so much time before the trial begins. Let's hurry. If you need Paul, go get a dog to answer your question. I'm in quite high spirits. The director was amazing and there have been some great things to play. Nice, cool. I can't wait for our video tomorrow, Paul. I believe there was a file related to Fenrir somewhere over here. Byakuya seemed to know the archive like the back of his hand and went straight to the shelf in the back. Ah, here we go. He quickly returned with the file in his hand. Fenrir essentially translates directly to wolf. Oh yeah, I know, because there in Greek mythology there is a giant wolf named that. What was I doing?
I see.
Take a look at this. I have no idea what it says. What language is this? How did you manage to make it all the way to high school without learning a single word of French? Bonjour. Likewise, I'm so excited for our video that I'm putting off some of my reviews. Aww. Yeah, hopefully we don't take forever, because I do want to try and... I kind of want to upload the same video onto my channel as well, and if we take so long... if we take so long, it'd be like... Nah. I'm pretty sure most high schoolers can't speak French. Well, whatever, I'll read it for you, but I expect you to repay your debt 100 times over. It's true.
Yee.
Byakuya, I'm sure you were homeschooled. 100 times? Isn't that kind of extreme? Fenrir. Fenrir. You know what? I'm just gonna say it how I'm gonna say it, and I'm gonna say it for the rest of the stream. Fenrir. That is how I'm gonna pronounce it. Well, Fenrir. Fenrir. I don't know. I'm just gonna say Fenrir, and that's it. Is an elite fighting unit based out on the Middle East. Unlike military contractors, they're a fierce group of soldiers who engage in direct combat. They claim that a single member is equivalent to an entire company of regular soldiers. I'm going to implement a 5-minute per section timer. That should speed things along. Sweet. Yeah, 5 minutes seems good enough, I think, for each section. How many things do we have to talk about? Calculate it. Use math. Just like Fenrir, the Wolf of Ragnarok, there you go, their mere presence is enough to strike fear into any enemy. They have been involved in countless military battles and operations, most of which are highly classified. However, some time ago, they completely ceased all activity. At present, their continued existence cannot be confirmed. Yesterday Direct was like Gusher Candy. There are unconfirmed reports that the key members of the group are all neutralized. Rumors indicate they were killed to keep them from revealing the many state secrets they'd acquired. Some, however, believe there was mounting an internal tension within the group and they simply imploded. When you chew it, it exploded with so much flavor. Ugh. Wait, you guys call it Gusher Candy? Is that what you guys call it? We just call that popping candy.
What?
What is it? This is all just sounds like some kind of alternate reality. Doing the math, it looks like we'll have an hour. That sounds good enough. Yeah, that's totally fine. Because I did push back tomorrow's stream. It was going to start at 10, right on the Splatfest time. But in case we went a little bit over, I was going to wait till 11 to start a stream. So, yeah, that's totally fine. This all just sounds like some kind of alternate reality. Well, it isn't. This is our reality. The only reality. These people are part of our world. Jevil, you're Canadian? The battlefields aren't much different from our lives here, an unpredictable, unimaginable world. That's what makes it all so exciting. Exciting definitely isn't the word I use. So did anything jump out to you? This may be your last opportunity to learn about Fenrir. No, I'm American. Isn't... Oh wait, that's right. Canadians like to think that they're completely different from Americans, even though they're technically American. Now that you mention it, the report said something about where the name Fenrir comes from, right? That's right. It said Fenrir is the Wolf of Ragnarok. Speaking of which, would you like to know something interesting related to that? To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier joins the squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body. What? They got a tattoo of Fenrir? Could that mean... So you just misspelled flavor unintentionally, or were you trying to make Pickle happy? Nani? What? Oh, it's over. Class trial time. I can stop talking for a while.
Time is utterly silent, and yet it constantly assaults us organisms, the earth, natural phenomena.
The Canadians are weird about saying we're not American, but yet we live in North America. I know. They just want to be independent.
It damages us little by little until the end. You should really think about that.
Although, to be honest, that's kind of like the when you look at Australia, you can see a tiny little island under us. That's called Tasmania. They're so funny. They like to think that they're their own little place, yet they're from Australia. They're so hilarious. We call them the Alabama of Australia.
Anyway, it's time to begin the class trial. So, please meet up in the usual spot. See you later.
This is going to be a short class trial. We have Gusher and we have Pop Rocks. Gusher exploded sweet jelly while Pop Rocks sizzle in your mouth. Right. Peggle, I can stop talking for a while. Chat. Well, it's better than Peggle's voice acting. Wow, thanks. Nah, I'm not the biggest fan of how I'm talking for some of these characters. Plus, it's early in the morning. Dragon's sleeping. I didn't go to bed till 2 a.m. And, my voices for the Undertale characters were way better. Then the time has come. All we can do now is try to uncover the truth during the class trial. It would seem that way. Let's go. Whee! Yeah, we only have popping candy. That's literally what we have. Oh my... Whoa, Byakuya and Mikoto shut up together.
Where the heck have you two been? You just disappeared without a word.
We were investigating, of course. How could you not figure that out by this point? Mikoto's ranked high enough for you guys to just go off together, just the two of you?
What? Are you jealous?
Or are you making up some kind of creepy fantasy in yourself? Stop talking and brace yourselves. He'll be here any second. Any second. He could show up at any time. When I imagined what was about to happen, I immediately tensed up and prepared myself. But is it just me, or does everyone expect for Jevil? I show up. What do you mean? Well, at least I get to play Fire Emblem on GBA pool. Now I have no excuse. Epicness, good for you for being more cultured than Pega with Fire Emblem, Jevil. So that is the first Fire Emblem game, right? We stood there. We stood there for 5 full minutes waiting for something weird to happen. Then 5 minutes came 10.
Why?
What's going on here? Why hasn't Monokuma shown up yet?
Could it be?
Maybe he died again?
What should we do? Should we keep waiting here or... Or what?
Jesus!
Did I scare
Come
you?
on.
I demand explanation. Why did you waste my time and make me wait like that?
What? I made you wait? You've got it all backwards. You're the ones making me wait.
Huh?
In other words,
I'm waiting for everyone to arrive. We can't start till everyone's here now, can we?
What are you talking about? Everyone is here. We've been waiting for you.
Sorry, but you're wrong. I've been waiting 10 minutes now, so it's okay if I punish the one making us all wait, right? If we all agree it's a violation, I'll arrange a punishment right now.
If it's me you're waiting for, I'm here. When we heard that voice, we all spun around to look. I'm here, and no rule's been broken. Kyoko!
Kyoko, you're still alive!
No, that's a ghost! Stop talking.
If you want to fight, do it at the class trial. You need to save some of that fun for later, right?
But is it okay that there's no particular penalty for being late?
Is that right?
I made it here just fine. What school regulation did I violate? Am I wrong?
You're so selfish, so spoiled.
Well, it was the first Fire Emblem game released in North America. It was the 7th one in Japan. Ah, okay. You're right.
There's no penalty officially, but I bet you'll be sorry later. So I'll make sure you're sorry later. Anyway, hustle your butts onto the elevator. I'll be just one step ahead of ya.
When Monokuma was gone, we all rushed up to Kyoko. Kyoko!
So you really didn't die?
Indeed.
Of course I didn't die.
Thank God, I'm so glad you're okay.
Perhaps, but that's not necessarily a good thing for us.
Huh?
He's right, now we've got to deal with a ghost! I told you, stop
Let's
talking.
go.
Come on, let's just go. Whatever we need to discuss, we can do it during the trial. Without ever looking directly at Kyoko, Byakuya stepped into the elevator. The master, wait for me. Good call. Who knows what might happen to us if we take too long.
I'll be happy when this trial is over.
One after another, everyone piled into the elevator, but I couldn't help myself. I have to talk to Kyoko before the trial started. Yeah, they can wait. Listen, before we get started, I have to ask you, where have you been this whole time? You used that key of yours to go somewhere, didn't you?
Correct.
I went to investigate the second floor of the dorms. The second floor?
That's right.
There aren't any monitors or cameras there, so I was able to avoid Monokuma completely. Of course, I also missed his announcement because of that. I had no idea a body had been discovered. Then, when did you find out? Just now I finished my search and came back down, just in time to hear the class trial announcement. I took some time to go over the crime scene first. I can't go to the trial completely uninformed, can I? So that's why you were late.
However,
I'm sorry I kept you all waiting. But if you were on the second floor of the dorms, then that's where the key you found goes to? Actually, to be precise, not quite. I'll be happy when the class trial's over. Me, so will I when it means close to virtue's last reward.
in other words,
Oh yeah, this class trial. Hey Chase, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Yes, this class trial. I find it one of the most mysterious ones. I used Monokuma's secret tool, which can open any lock in the school. What?
Just a second. Hey, what are you two doing? Hurry up before we get in trouble with Monokuma.
Makoto.
We can go over all the details after we get through the trial, okay, Makoto? Right now, I just want to focus on surviving our current situation, because this is probably the single most crucial moment so far for me. For her? That's a strange way to put it. The class trial is important for everyone, right? So why would she say it's a crucial moment for her?
Goodbye.
Well, if that's all. Seemingly unconcerned, Kyoko made her way to the elevator. I'm just overthinking what she said, right? Okay, my bestie, how did you enjoy the direct? Being the last one left, I stepped into the elevator. That's your bestie? Excuse me. Is it because you guys like so many things? And the doors slid shut. This time the clunking was loud enough to hurt my ears, and the dread began to consume me once again. I I can't imagine ever getting used to the mental pressure that comes with preparing for an execution. In that dusky darkness, nobody said a word. We just stood there, silent and still. After an immeasurable period of time, the doors opened without warning. I haven't watched it yet, but I was too caught up in something else that came out. Yes, you were. I know what it was. Chase, if you can't be bothered watching it, I can give you me or Paul can give you the gist of the highlights that were announced if you can't be stuffed. A dazzling light penetrated every depth of my eyes, but it wasn't the illuminating light of hope. I can't speak today. It was the blinding light of despair.
I can't wait!
I've been waiting for this. I feel like it's been forever since we got together like this. The time for pointless jokes and jams has passed. Let's get on with the show.
Pretty much everyone has more or less said that this was the best direct since E3 2019. Lots of great stuff was announced. Well, for starters, I haven't seen the E3 2019 one, but I was thinking about it last night, and I was like, I actually still think the February 2021 direct is still my favorite. That was the one where Miitopia was announced, when Splatoon 3 was first announced. There were a bunch of other games that were announced, I just can't remember, but that one was a pretty good one. So, just a few highlights: Splatoon 3 DLC, Fire Emblem Engage DLC, Mario Kart 8 DLC. Yeah, they had a lot of DLC talk, but they also had. Well, I'll watch it after this stream. Oh no! You're spoiling something. And so the curtain opened for the 5th time. I'm not reading this bit again, it's the same thing. Yep, I would like to save. Can I try and change something while we're waiting?
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial.
One moment.
Your votes will determine the results.
I just want to change something. Am I able to change? No. I was trying to see if I can change the difficulty, but I probably can't do it during a class trial. Unless there's somewhere else. Ghost Trick, Metroid Prime Remaster, new Layton game, more details on Kobe Remaster, and Game Boy/Game Boy Advance games on Switch Online, to name a few. Yeah. So, enjoy yourself, Chase. You can watch it after this, which will literally take like an hour and a half. Alright.
If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay, well, I'll leave the rest up to you.
Well then, let's discuss the specifics of the victim. First, we need to clarify who exactly the unidentified victim is.
It's Kyoko. There's no other explanation.
But Kyoko's standing right there.
No! That's a ghost!
But she has legs and stuff.
Well, that's just because she's like the latest evolution in ghost technology.
You're a fucking idiot. Just saying. Ooh, nice. Yeah. Watch the archive on Twitch stream. When I went to the GBS section, I hear Paul saying Javel's gonna be happy because I am happy. Kirby the Amazing. Mirror Mario Luigi is my Banjo. Yes. Yeah, Paul said that you'd be happy, so...
There's a limit to how much ridiculousness I can tolerate.
Mood.
Okay. So I just have to prove that the corpse isn't Kyoko, right? Then let's compare Kyoko's traits to the traits of the dead body.
Her traits?
One important trait Kyoko has that proves the body doesn't belong to her is her gloves.
I got it! I'm talking about her gloves. They'll give us some insight into the mystery. I'm sure of it.
Literally arguing about Kyoko being a ghost when she's standing right there. This is up there with some of the weirdest Ace Attorney cross-examinations.
In that case, I think it would be helpful if someone explained why she actually wears those gloves.
And would you happen to know the answer?
Yes.
In
Kyoko is a
fact,
ghost, I don't know what they
Monokuma
mean.
told me. Apparently you have scars on your hands you don't want anyone to see.
Oh, you know, now that I think about it, the corpse wasn't wearing any gloves, right?
They probably just got burnt up in the explosion.
I forget the first time I hear Superstar
I'm not
Sega and
convinced.
Nintendo with Mario
Ghost
voice.
is just trying to fool us all.
Oh my god. There's no way that corpse was Kyoko. But if I can't prove why, we're going to be stuck here and the case won't move forward. So I don't have any choice but to throw it at his face.
That Kyoko there is just a ghost.
I think it's going to be the fake nails.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
Correct.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
I'm a ghost. Interesting.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves. Because that corpse is absolutely
I missed.
Kyoko.
This entire discussion is idiotic.
Mood. I think it's the fake nails.
That Kyoko there is just...
Okay, then prove it.
The dead body wasn't.
They got burnt up.
in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well,
Yeah, she must have been wearing gloves. Because that corpse is
Ugh.
absolutely
How do I slow again?
Kyoko.
Okay, that's
entire discussion is idiotic.
fuck's sake. Sometimes I hate this game because they move things too fast.
The dead body wasn't.
They got burnt up in the...
Then she was wearing gloves.
Well,
Yeah, she
Wait.
must have been wearing gloves. Because that corpse
Oh
is
my god, I
absolutely-
hate you so much. Stop being a bitch. Stupid game.
okay, then prove it.
The dead body wasn't.
They got burnt
Come
up
on,
in-
I'm in easy mode. Are you kidding me right now?
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing...
I just fucking take it.
No, it's wrong.
Just take the fucking thing. Ugh.
No, there's no way the corpse was wearing gloves. Whoever it was, they were wearing fake nails, remember?
I wonder if there was an actual person who got to this part of the game and seriously wondered if Kyoko was a ghost. If Kyoko was a ghost, why wasn't any of the other victims ghosts? Need those fast hands. Mood.
I imagine trying to wear gloves over nails like that would have been a pretty big pain.
Yeah.
Besides, Kyoko wears gloves to hide her hands, right?
Mm-hmm.
It'd be pretty weird for someone who's self-conscious about their hands to wear fake nails, don't you think?
Yeah.
Jeez, man, you don't know women,
Pickle.
huh? They're complicated like that.
If anyone doesn't know women, it's you.
Lowering the logic difficulty can get rid of the white noise entirely. If you can't do it before the class trial. Yeah, I had a feeling I couldn't change it. I was like, because I was trying to change it before, and before I joined, yeah, I had a feeling. I was like, I wonder if I was trying to think if I could change it, but I can't. So I think that's what I'll probably. I know I made one of the things on easy mode, so I'll have to have a look at that and probably think of something to do for the final class trial. I might just put them both on normal mode because the class trials aren't that difficult, to be honest.
Well, Kyoko, any thoughts?
Oh,
These gloves were custom made to the size of my hands to make sure they don't interfere with my daily life. If I wore fake nails, the gloves wouldn't fit properly.
I mean, you can just tell by looking
Then
at her
that's
hands.
that. The dead body doesn't belong to Kyoko.
Which should have been obvious since she's standing right here.
Okay, so then, who's the real victim? First, we need to figure that out.
That's the first thing I said. You're the one who's been dragging us around in circles.
Before anything, we have to identify the victim. Everything starts from there.
Kyoko really is still alive, then who died?
There's gotta be some way to figure it out. I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition,
Fucking hell.
and there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file. Well, if we can't identify the body...
Then there's nothing else we can do, right?
I think that's her bit. Byakuya is such a mood. I know.
If Kyoko really is still
I think
alive,
it's this one.
then who died?
There's gotta be some way to figure it out. I don't think so. And there wasn't any description. Oh, if we...
Oh, I was worried that was gonna break.
What's wrong?
I was worried that was gonna stop it. Byakuya may be a mood, but I think he's also the audience surrogate at
There
this
was one
point.
clue left behind that we can use to identify the body.
What? For real? If you're lying, he'll die a cruel and unusual death.
Cruel and unusual death. This I gotta see.
She's just being stupid. Ignore them, Makoto. Tell us what you're talking about.
The key to figuring out who it was is the tattoo on the back of her hand.
Oh, yeah. The design's pretty strange, huh? Is this a dog?
It's a
Her
wolf.
master must have made her get it. To be like, you're my bitch.
Seriously? They really did something that humiliating?
No, that's not it. The identity of the victim is hidden within that tattoo.
Oh, really?
You compare the tattoo of the explanation. Oh my god, excuse me, guys. This is what happens when you don't go to have a proper sleep.
I got it! The Fenrir Mercenary Corps. That's the name of the military group Mukuro Ikusaba belonged to.
Okay, so...
To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the
Reproduction.
squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body.
Fenrir. It's so hard to say the name sometimes. Fucking tongue twister. The image that represents Fenrir is... Woof! Woof! Even this one I didn't even have to figure out. Fucking... Jesus Christ. Where's the W? This is just ridiculous. What's the point of this? Someone's a bit of a dumbass. Give me the feckin' F. Jesus Christ. Pegela's
Now I understand.
so bored of this game, she's yawning. Good thing Virgil's reward is gonna come along. It's still pretty early here.
The representation of Fenrir is
Yeah, it's 10 o'clock,
a wolf.
which is not that early, but it's because I didn't go to bed till 2 a.m. I stayed up late.
Fenrir, the Wolf of Ragnarok. It's from Norse mythology.
No, Norse, sorry.
Huge, world-ending wolf beast.
Yes. What? Sorry, earlier I said Greek mythology. I was completely off. Norse mythology. Which sometimes Greek and Norse mythology kind of collide together in some ways, but it was Norse mythology. My apologies. I should have known that. I've been watching Dragon play God of War. Excuse my mispronounced stuff.
He's the child of the trickster god Loki, and a female giant.
Indeed, indeed. If you guys haven't seen anything to do with God of War, I highly recommend watching some gameplays of the two newest games, the 2018 one and Ragnarok. Very good games. They're amazing. It's so interesting, and I love history. So
Man, after all this time, we finally got a glimpse of the literary all-star.
yeah, everyone simps for Loki nowadays.
Then that means
Exactly. The body we found had a tattoo of a wolf, which means that person must have once belonged to Fenrir. So it must have been Mukuro.
What?
hold on. Isn't she the one that was behind this whole thing?
You sound surprised, but you're absolutely right. Yes, indeed. The trial this time is to solve the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
Are you saying the mastermind is dead? And now we have to have a true last trial?
Well, after this, I'm gonna do Virtue's Last Reward. Then I'm doing Goodbye Despair. Then I'm doing Goodbye Despair. Then I'm doing Zero Time. And then Killing Harmony. Muroko's the man behind the slaughter. Calm down, you guys don't have to wait that long. You're just impatient little shites.
No, it means we were wrong in thinking that Mukuro was the mastermind at all.
But I mean, being the ultimate despair seems like a pretty mastermindy title to me.
Yeah, because that's not what she is.
Maybe we shouldn't have been thinking of her as the ultimate despair in the first place. After all, looking at her profile, I didn't see anything that would fit such a description. All it said was that she was the ultimate soldier. If I remember correctly, that other information came from Kyoko. That's what you told Makoto, right?
Well, that's what she thought at first.
Kyoko got it wrong?
June 30th is raincoat, so yeah, more spike chunk. Yeah, it's more spike.
She's been gone this whole time, and when she finally turns up, she gets killed.
I think my plan for that, I don't know if I'm going to stream it yet or not, to see.
Character dies and has a lot more detail.
To be honest, I think I'm going to wait for a bit
So you're
first.
saying she wasn't
Might
an
see,
important character?
If Paul, I know Paul's going to get
Which
it,
would
so
mean she was the
might
same
see
as us.
if he thinks
Just
the game's
another
worth it or not first.
participant.
Then who's the real mastermind?
It must have been the Hope's Peak Academy headmaster after all.
No, the headmaster has nothing to do with it.
But how can we trust that? We already know your information about Mukuro was wrong.
My information was not wrong.
Okay. We're in the middle of a trial right now. Figuring out who killed Mukuro is first and foremost. Please limit all future prattle, chatter, and chit-chat as much as possible.
Fine. Uncovering the identity of the mastermind will have to wait. But remember this. No matter what happens, we will find out who you really are. I stake my family name on it.
I have officially decided to completely ignore all such attempts at provocation. Now then, just so nobody's confused, let me state this one more time for the record. The reason we're having a class trial is because a murder among the students has taken place. Hammer that point straight into your big ol' brains!
What you're saying is that both the victim and the culprit are part of the student body?
Then, one of us killed Mukuro?
Wait, no! There's a chance that there's some mystery 17th person who's been hiding all along!
Nope. There are only 16 students in total that have been taking part in these events.
Seriously? Then one of us killed Mukuro?
April 11th, so yeah, pretty much 2 months
Who's
away.
the killer this time?
Speaking of April,
Get a hold of
this is
yourself.
Reboot Camp
We've
comes
already
out the day
narrowed
after my
down the
birthday.
list of
Yep,
possible
Advance Wars
suspects.
comes out the day after Paul's birthday, which I found hilarious.
I'm sure you realize who I'm talking about, right, Makoto? Who the evidence points to?
Based on what we know, there can only be 2 suspects.
I got it! You've narrowed it down to Kyoko and me, right?
Why do you say that?
Allow me to explain. Just after nighttime last night, I went to the garden, so I can confirm that at that point, there was no dead body there. So, the murder must have taken place after I left the garden. However, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I were in the gym the entire time.
The gym?
That's right. The four of us were there trying to dismantle Monokuma. The whole time we were very careful not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. All of which is to say, the four of us all have alibis. The only ones without alibis
Are me and Makoto. That's why you're able to narrow down the list of suspects.
exactly so.
The only suspects now are me and Kyoko. Damn it, I can't let this stand. Somehow I have to clear my name.
I have something I'd like to say regarding the whole alibi thing.
Are you thinking of raising an objection?
Well, before that, I just want to try and get a better idea of what time the murder took place. Doing that might reveal some kind of clue.
Whatever you want, somebody go ahead and help him out.
Me and Byakuya can both confirm that the body wasn't in the garden at, well, it was after nighttime for sure. I'd say it must have been around 10 o'clock. So the murder must have happened after 10 p.m.
Then I guess
You getting
we can
reboot
say
cam?
the time
Nice.
frame for the murder was between then and when we found the body? Oh, but what time did we find the body?
The one who saw the body first was Toko, right? And she went to go get the pickaxe.
So what time was the body discovered? 9
I
o'clock.
got it! The body must have been discovered at 9 a.m., since that's when Toko went to get the pickaxe.
You buying the Mario ticket soon? Yeah, I'm probably just gonna wait until the movie actually comes out. Now then, Kyoko, what time is it? Well, when we left the gym, it was just before 9 o'clock, so it's probably 9 at the dot now. Okay, so get the pickaxe and be back here before 9:01.
He's right. It had to be around then.
So we can be totally sure the murder happened sometime between 10 at night and 9 in the morning.
You Americans with your Mario with your movie tickets are
For
weird.
me, I was already asleep before nighttime hit, so I don't have an alibi after 10 o'clock. But I'm sure I met up with everyone else before 9 this morning.
We ran into each other in the dining hall, right? That was around... Oh yeah! Right around 7:30. I remember checking right before I went in, so I'm totally sure about it.
Which means from 10 p.m. to 7:30 a.m., you don't have an alibi.
The murder happens between 10 p.m. and 9 a.m., and I don't have an alibi from 10 p.m. till 7:30 a.m. Okay, then it looks like the game has begun. I can't prove an alibi for that period, but I just have to prove that the murder didn't happen during the time I don't have an alibi. To do that, I have to make it clear when the body ended up in the garden. Yeah, we just get ours at the cinema or online on the day. Yeah, legit. That's literally how it goes.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
That's more than enough time to commit murder, I should think. So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would be the time.
Fuck you.
We've established a time frame for the murder.
Even I'm not that hyped for the Mario movie.
It took
I'm
place
just like,
somewhere between
okay,
10
whatever.
o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
We're hyped, we just don't sell tickets until the movie releases.
That's more than enough time
Yeah,
to commit
that's how the
murder, I
rules
should
go,
think.
because cinemas aren't that
So Makoto, if you
popular
have any
in
objections,
Australia,
now would be the time.
and we don't have crazy ones that like move around, the seats move around and shit, at least none in my state that I know of have any. Maybe Sydney probably has one. Chase, do you know any that have like moving seats?
We've established a
Time frame for the murder. It took
place 10 o'clock at night
Bruh,
and 9 o'clock
in the morning.
hold on. I have to do that again because apparently that wasn't close enough.
More than enough time to commit. So Makoto, if you have any
I smell
objections, now would be the
breakfast and it's making me hungry. I mean, maybe the soonest we get movie tickets, sometimes we do get it like a day before. Sometimes. Depends on the movie. I haven't seen a movie on launch day since the final Hunger Games movie, so I have no clue how modern movie tickets work in America. I don't know how it works in Australia, but usually my sister and I go after launch day, and then we just walk to the theatre and grab the tickets. Yeah, that's kind of how it goes for us as well. We just walk to the theatre, boom, tickets. That's me and Dragon normally as well. Normally we wait to go the next day, just because, you know, there are so many people on launch day. The only issue is that, is during that time period, so the movie comes out on the 5th for us, I believe. I don't know if it's changed. On the 7th, me and Dragon are actually leaving to go down to New South Wales. So we literally only have like the 5th or the 6th to go watch it. So we're trying to we're gonna try and figure out some stuff with that, because holy crap.
We've established a time frame for the murder.
Why did I do that?
It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9
Why?
o'clock in the
Why?
morning.
Why? Watching Ant-Man 4DX, which movie
And
sets
Makoto
3D
doesn't
glasses.
have an alibi
Yeah,
for
I
most
can't
of
watch
that
3D
time.
glass. I can't watch 3D with Dragon. He can't watch 3D because
That's more
he
than
wears
enough time to
glasses.
commit. So Makoto, if you have any
Unless he
objections,
finds
now would
actual
be the time.
custom-made ones that are able to that you're able to look through without glasses, you know. Okay.
We've established a time
Speed.
frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night
Wait. Oh
and
my god.
9 o'clock in the morning.
Hold on. I had a mind blank. How do I stop again? Hold on. Concentrate. I'm a dumbass. I hate myself.
Yeah, and it's 7:30.
That's more than enough time to commit. So
I was too
Makoto,
busy
if
talking
you
about the
have any
movie, you guys.
objections,
I
now
just
would be the
I
time.
forgot what I was doing. God damn it! You guys
We've
distracted
Established
me.
a time frame. It took
10 o'clock
Makoto,
at night
why won't you take it?
and 9 o'clock
Am I
in the
doing the
morning.
wrong one or some shit? Surely not. I'm just not touching it on point, am I?
That's more than enough time to commit. So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would be the time.
You're
We've
pissing me off
established a time.
now.
It took place.
Take it!
No, wrong.
Christ. I hate this game sometimes that does that when it does that.
Actually, the murder couldn't have happened anywhere near 10 o'clock. It had to have taken place way later.
To be honest, the Mario movie isn't something that I'm hyped for either. I'm more hyped about the new Scream movie. Yeah, when's that coming out? That's coming out soon, isn't it, Chase? I'm not sure how I feel about it myself, because the 4th Scream movie was a bit... so... it was a bit shit. But again, I don't really like movies very much anymore. If my sister wants me to tag along, I do it for fun, but if it wasn't her, I'd probably stick to games for my entertainment.
And what makes you say that?
Because of the sprinklers in the garden.
Don't even like going on
The
dates to the
sprinklers are
movies.
set to go off
Mood.
right at
That's
7:30
so-
every morning, right?
Oh, March 10th, so it's
And
literally
if
this
the
time
body
next
had
month.
been in the garden before 7:30.
You've never watched a Scream movie? If you ever want to, I recommend if you can't like handle the stuff, just watch the first one. The first one is the best one out of all of them. And if you really want to watch the others, just watch 1 to 3. Just watch the trilogy. The 4th one, I just hold it off to the side because I'm sorry, Chase, you might disagree with me on this, but I can't stand the 4th movie. I find it a bit ridiculous. So that's just my opinion, though.
Then it should have been completely so.
But yeah, as for movie dates, I've only been to the movies for a date twice.
Oh, hold on. I remember this part perfectly. The body was wet. Dripping wet, in fact.
Sorry, Toko, but you're wrong.
I'm wrong? How? Are you saying only the mouth down south was wet? How dare you spew such indecent words!
Okay, woman. The only thing I have the website ad blocker to watch it. Yeah, it's not too. I mean, it's not really that gory anyway. I mean, it's just stabs.
No, I'm saying that the body was wet, but not because of the sprinklers.
No, I agree with the 5th one was good. I don't think I've seen the 5th. I don't think I've seen the 5th one. But the 4th one was just ridiculous. Oh, also in Also, for the first movie, they do talk about rape a little bit, which is a bit fucked up. Valentine's Day is coming on. No, well, I have to find love until Valentine's Day is nothing for me.
But you can love your family! Oh my gosh! People, Valentine's Day is spending time with friends and family.
I have to have this conversation every year, don't I? Nah. Well, Valentine's Day, I don't really know what me and Dragon are doing. Dragon's working that day, so we haven't got too many plans. But it's going to be also a sad day because it's also the day my dog Chloe's birthday, which you guys remember Chloe passed away in April last year. So this will be the first time that we've had her without her on her birthday, so it'll be quite sad as well.
What do you mean? By denying the sprinkler, are you trying to deny my entire existence?
You are literally an attention seeker.
Man, they're totally wacko.
If you really think it wasn't the sprinkler, you'd better tell us why.
Yeah, every horror movie in that time period talked about rape. Oh yeah. I think the first Scream movie was like in the 90s, wasn't it? I can't remember. After I do is hit Toko with certain evidence that should do it. No worries, Jeff. Well, I'm also going to be single on that day. I don't know how many girls I'm on a date and face it like me. It's okay, Paul. We know you suck. I've forgotten how to do this.
I admit nothing. No!
Hold on. I need to remember how to do this. Okay. Lock on, reload, attack. Fire truth bullets. Oh, I just need to remember how to do this because apparently I can't remember. 1996. Okay. Lock on.
I don't know anything! Hold on! I'm right about this! I hate you! I don't know anything! Hold on! I'm right about this! I admit nothing! I'm right about this! I admit nothing! No! Enough! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing.
Right. Hold on.
How can you say it wasn't the...
This should prove it.
I did it! That was easy. I didn't get hit at all. I think I just got hit once. That was pretty easy.
Just remember what the body was like after the explosion, and you'll see why it wasn't the sprinklers.
You guys have a Parents' Day? What the fuck? You mean Mother's and Father's Day? Nah. You trying to tell people the release date of Super Mario 64 change? Yes, I totally want to make sure everyone knows the correct date for Mario 64. Yeah. Check out what the body was like after explosion, you'll see why it wasn't the sprinklers.
The top half of the body was wet, yes, but the bottom half was completely dry.
You know what's funny? I remember one year, it was before I had a boyfriend, on Valentine's Day. I had my best friend, and I gave her a Valentine's Day card saying, like, you're my best friend and I love you, so happy Valentine's Day, because we were both lonely biatches. So we're just like, I love you, bitch. Best Valentine's ever. Just go hang out with your best friend.
If the
It's so good at the
sprinklers got
minigame
body
now. I
wet,
want to try the.
shouldn't the whole body have been wet?
So they only got the top wet? The bottom was completely dry? What a brutal maniac! I'm so sick of her.
Let's
Yeah, let's
just
kill her off.
move on. The reason only the top half was wet was
What a
because
virgin.
while the body was still on fire, I doused it with water. But only the part on fire, the top half.
I would do that. My best friend keeps reminding me how single I am, so no. Just hang out with your other best friend. We can both both be singles, just go out and drink and
So
party.
if the sprinklers didn't
Like, we
get
don't
the
need no
body
man.
wet, then the murder must have taken place
Or girl.
Sometime after the sprinklers turned on at 7:30 in the morning.
Which means she must have been killed sometime between then and when the body was discovered at 9.
But Makoto's alibi was only missing from 10 o'clock last night to 7:30 this morning, right?
So there's no way Makoto could have done it. I guess you had an alibi after all. Good for you.
In which case, the only one left without an alibi is Kyoko.
Kyoko's the only one without an alibi, which means that Miroku's killer is... Oh, I refuse to believe it. There are way worse things than being single. Jebel, there are way worse things in the world than single. Being single is the worst. Everyone else, you'd rather starve to death than be tortured than be single. Yeah, there are way worse things. Kids are starving, Jebel, and you're crying about being single.
I'd just like to say one thing. If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever, which is why I can't let that happen.
Huh?
So are you saying you're not the culprit?
Of course I'm not. I have no reason to kill anyone. This is a trap the mastermind has laid for us.
A trap?
We're this far into the game and now you decide to play me? Stop wasting time! Stop wasting energy! You really think your little trick is gonna work?
Shut up, you!
You got it, boss! Shutting up now!
Anyway, Kyoko, you actually did have a reason to kill her.
Huh? She did?
She thought Mukuro was the ultimate despair. In other words, the mastermind behind everything.
Fun fact, I actually follow the voice actor for Byakuya on social media. He's a pretty cool dude.
So
He's
she
funny.
killed her to try and put a stop to all this. Isn't that right, Kyoko? But you made one catastrophic mistake. Mukuro wasn't the mastermind at all. And as a result, we were forced into another trial. Something I'm sure you weren't at all expecting.
So, that was her motive?
If she had a motive and no alibi, well then, I think it's pretty clear Kyoko's gotta be the culprit.
I'm not the only one without an alibi. Makoto's explanation is still insufficient.
Huh?
The sprinklers didn't get the body wet, but that doesn't mean the murder happened when he said it did.
What are you...
Wow!
Because you see, there is a way the body could have avoided getting wet.
Interesting. I'm listening.
All it would take is covering the body with a certain something to keep it from getting wet.
A certain something? Oh. This fucking thing. Fuck you,
got it.
Kyoko.
You're talking about the tarp, aren't you?
You catch on quick. You're right. All you'd have to do is cover the body with the tarp, and that'd take care of the water. In fact, that's exactly what the killer did. The dirt pattern on the tarp can attest to that. Only one side of the tarp got dirty, because that's the side that got covered in water. The side that faced down over the body, meanwhile, kept perfectly clean. This proves that the killer used the tarp to keep the body from getting soaked.
But why would they go to all that effort just to keep the body from getting wet?
Most likely so they could cloud the issue of when the murder actually took place. In other words, to create an excuse exactly like the one Makoto just gave us.
Why would Kyoko say that? Why would she want to make me look like the killer? No, I can't think about that right now. That tarp. If it was used the way Kyoko said, the tarp must have touched the body, right? But the body? Wait,
Something's not right.
And what might that be?
I can't worry about Kyoko's motivations. If I don't do something, everyone's going to think I'm the killer. I have to refuse what Kyoko said. Kyoko, you want to fight? I'll fight you.
By covering the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the water. Since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
Christmas can be sad because I always think of mistletoe, the rules, whoever the mistletoe by midnight gets that true love kiss. The fuck, you guys do mistletoes? We don't do mistletoes here because, boo. And I don't even think we really have mistletoes here. Christmas is about spending time with friends and family and about Jesus, so kisses are overrated. So you're not going to kiss your wife when you get married, Paul? You're just going to give her a handshake?
By covering the body with the tarp.
The killer prevented.
So the reason the because the spring, but the underside of it was totally split because that side
It was protected since it was facing down toward the body. Of course it didn't get dirty.
No, it's wrong.
Because we just don't, and besides, it's summer here, not winter. Exactly.
Actually, one side being
Mistletoe
clean
is
pretty strange
overrated.
if you think about it.
Fight me. I said it.
Because the blood wasn't dry before the body got blown up, right? Yakuya said it himself. Not to touch it, or you might get some on you.
Marriage first, kissing later is my motto. During the dating period, it's important to remember that it's not set in stone that we're committed to each other.
If you put a tarp on a body in that state, it absolutely would have gotten blood on it.
Well, maybe the culprit washed it, so nobody would know they used it.
If they had, they would have washed both sides. Thus washing the one side wouldn't hide anything.
Oh, yeah, true.
More than that, what if the very blood we saw on the body was meant as a kind of camouflage?
The blood was camouflage?
After the killer used the tarp to avoid the sprinklers, they then covered the body in blood that didn't belong to the victim.
You mean someone else's blood? Where would they get something
I
like
don't know if
that?
I'd want to kiss someone I'd later break up with. I can understand that in a way. Ironically, that's kind of what other religions in the world do. Muslims, for example, I believe Muslims, for example, are kind of do it. They don't really do any affection towards each other until marriage. I don't like people kissing my cheeks anymore. What about not saying like properly kissing your cheek, but you know how when some people greet, French for example, they kind of kiss on both cheeks, but they don't. I know some people don't properly do the cheeks, they just act as if they're doing it. I know I do it sometimes.
I know! They could have grabbed some of the blood packs from the nurse's office. That's what Hifumi did, right? When he pretended to be dead?
If I want passion, I'll just play a good video game. Paul, that's a mood!
No, that's not what happened this time. The killer got the blood from right there in the garden.
The blood from right there in the garden, which must mean...
I got it! Could it have been chicken blood?
What? Chicken blood?
When I checked the chicken coop before the murder, there were 5 chickens. But after the murder, there were only 4.
So, you're saying...
I'm gonna hope that I never meet French people if they intrude on my boundaries that much. French people are cool. I want to go to Paris one day.
Man, that's messed up.
Killing a living thing just to do something like that is awful. They should have at least eaten it.
I wonder if the killer had to get the blood from the scene so they wouldn't be spotted walking around. Anyway, there's no denying that a chicken went missing, which provides a basis for my theory.
Perhaps, but even so, there's one thing that still doesn't make sense. You said the culprit used the tarp to avoid the water and then covered the body in blood, right? But if that's the case, then the blood should have soaked into the ground around the body. But that's not what we saw. Only the victim's clothing had blood on it. The ground was completely clean.
I have to agree, that certainly is strange.
You know what's funny? Now that I look back at that person's body, it makes me laugh so much how they couldn't figure out who it was.
Maybe they didn't apply the blood at the scene.
It's plainly
Maybe
obvious.
they covered the coat in blood beforehand.
They covered it beforehand?
When you discovered the body, was it wearing the coat like you normally would?
I think so. Wait, no. The head was through the neck hole, but the arms weren't in the sleeves.
Then that settles it.
Sorry, I'm having a tough time keeping up. What settles what?
Here's what happened. The murder took place before the sprinklers went off. But the body didn't get wet because the killer covered it with the tarp. Then, later, at the same time the killer was gathering up the tarp, they pulled the coat over the body, the coat they'd already covered in blood. This series of cover-ups was meant to disguise the actual time the murder occurred. They wanted us to think the murder happened sometime after the sprinklers had gone off.
If that's actually what took place, it certainly becomes possible that the murder happened earlier.
But to pull all that off,
I'm sure it will. I'm sure it just won't show off that.
wouldn't they have had to go back to the garden after the sprinklers turned off?
That actually wouldn't have been all that difficult.
Huh?
They already had the coat ready, so they just had to grab the tarp and pull the coat over the body. They'd be done in no time.
Maybe. But still.
Hina, after you met up with Makoto in the dining hall, did you two stay together from that point on?
Oh no. I headed off to the gym, and Makoto didn't show up till later.
Then he had plenty of time to spare, wouldn't you say?
That's not...
Don't bother saying it's not possible.
I must admit, Kyoko's reasoning is sound. Makoto's alibi is inadequate.
And the suspicion falls back on me again. Why? Why is Kyoko trying to entrap me? I don't understand.
Well then, it looks like we're back to square one. Makoto's alibi is no good, so once again, our suspects are him and Kyoko.
For serious, man? Which one of them did it? Hey, why don't we let luck decide? Let's flip a coin. 50-50 odds.
You're an idiot.
See? Pretty good idea, right?
No, not that. I just remembered something super serious.
Well, don't just stand there. Out with it.
You know that knife we found all black and burnt?
The one we found stuck in the body before it exploded, right?
Yep.
According to the Monokuma file, the knife went
Got
all
about
the way through.
Half
from
an hour
front to
left because
back.
the class trial literally goes for an hour.
So, what about it?
I'm pretty sure I'd seen that knife somewhere before. That's what I thought when I first saw it. I just remembered.
Listen, more important, now that we have the knife, what are we gonna do with it? We can't let Toko keep it, that's for sure. We don't know what she might do. I don't want it anyway. What to do? Why don't you hang on to it, Makoto? Huh? Me?
It's the knife we gave to Makoto?
You don't seem surprised. You must have noticed earlier.
Yeah,
Then why did you hide that fact?
it's not that I hid it. It's just...
I couldn't be sure what actually happened last night. I thought maybe I really did kill her.
Suspicious. Very suspicious indeed. The knife we found stuck in the body came from Makoto. Now I'm totally convinced he did it. 12,000% convinced.
Considering everything up till now, I should be able to make it clear. I have to prove that I didn't murder anyone. I'm not the killer.
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, then... That seals it! Makoto did it!
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right? So there's no question. You took that knife of yours and killed her with it.
What a horrible man you are, Makoto.
Wasn't even barely listening. I was watching my little avatar just bounce around through frickin' air. I'm not even talking, and because there's so much wind in my room, it's like, I'ma just bounce around. See, it stopped now because I turned my aircon off, but it's gonna get hot again because it's 30 degrees! Oh, I need to figure this out.
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, then...
That seals it. Look, just because I had them, that automatically, well...
Getting stabbed is...
No, it's wrong.
No, that's wrong!
Wait, hold on. The stab wound isn't what killed Mukuro. That should be clear from the description of the cover-up we just heard.
Lies! We never talked about what killed her!
No, don't you remember? The killer covered the dead body with the tarp, and then put the bloody coat on it, right? In other words, the victim never wore that blood-stained coat until after they were dead.
Okay, fine. So what?
So, when we discovered the body, the knife had been thrust through the coat along with the body.
I want to see if I can sound like Price. Jeez.
Meaning, if she wasn't stabbed until the coat was put on, and she was already dead at that point, obviously the stab wound isn't what killed her.
Maybe you stabbed her twice. Once to kill her and once to cover it up.
The victim was stabbed twice in the same spot? No, there's no way that's possible. The next condition of the body was written down for everyone to see.
I got it! The Monokuma file clearly states that there was only one stab wound.
Oh yeah, it sure did. Totally forgot about that.
Then the knife...
was just another piece of camouflage set up by the true killer. They probably stabbed her to draw attention away from what actually killed her. Exploding the body afterward was probably meant to do the same thing. The explosion severely damaged the body, making it impossible to know what really killed her. It was all the killer's attempt to destroy all evidence of their crime.
So they wanted us to notice the stab wound and then detonated the body afterward. They meant for us to latch onto the knife as the cause of death, then destroy any evidence proving otherwise.
Oh, hey, I have a question. It kinda goes back to the beginning, but what's the deal with that explosion anyway? Why'd the body just blow up all of a sudden like that?
If you bothered to put that lump of gray matter between your ears to use, you'd know the answer.
Well, if you're so smart, just tell me.
I'll tell you. I bet some unknown quantum particle caused an atomic level spontaneous combustion!
You're so smart, Hero. Good job. Would you like someone to blow up your body after you die, Peggle? No, thank you.
But even I'm not dumb enough to believe that.
Go ahead, Makoto. Tell her or we won't make any headway on this.
There's only one explanation I can think of for the explanation.
explosion, we found a tiny fragment of something on the ground near the body, right? That fragment reveals the cause of the explosion.
Huh? You know, I feel like I've seen something like it somewhere before.
That's only natural, because of course, we saw the same thing when we dismantled Monokuma. It's part of a bomb.
Oh! Then the explosion was because of the Monokuma bomb.
Anyway, the culprit's motive is becoming more and more obvious by the minute. They wanted the knife wound to look like the fatal injury so that we'd suspect Makoto. And the only one who would benefit from that is the only other possible suspect. You, Kyoko.
Hold on a second, Byakuya.
What's the problem?
Well, I just feel like we need to think this through. We still don't know what actually killed the victim.
That's true. It's definitely bugging me. What really killed her?
Fine. I have no problem with that. Let us continue the debate. It won't change the facts of the case regardless.
We need to determine what ultimately killed the victim. I need to concentrate.
Oh, do we have to use the...
Do we have to use the X thing?
Then, shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined.
The explosion didn't kill her for sure. I guess.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't me because of the knife, right?
Nope.
And then there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
Okay, no, I have to concentrate. I got my least favorite thing to do in video games. Mood.
Then, shall we continue
The debate?
The victim's...
How about you? Fuck you. I'm so smart.
Mukuro died because of the blow to the back of the head she suffered.
What about the wounds all over the rest of her body? They didn't have anything to do with it?
The Monokuma file makes it clear that those weren't fresh wounds.
Oh yeah, good point. If they were old, I guess they don't really matter.
Okay, then we're safe in assuming the blow to the back of her head is what killed her.
But then, what was the murder weapon?
The Monokuma file says she was hit with a blunt object, about as thick as a metal pipe.
Oh! I bet it was the pickaxe!
How is that even possible? If you hit someone with that, it'd cave their skull in completely.
Well, maybe they held it the other way and hit her with the handle.
No way! The balance would be all off. You wouldn't be able to swing it with any kind of power. I wouldn't mind testing it on you if you want.
No thanks. I bet you just hit me with the metal end and call it an accident.
I'd love to scoop out that nasty brain of yours, throw it on the ground, and spit on it.
Wow.
I feel the same way. Looks like we're on the same page this time.
These two hate each other so much, it's not funny.
Seriously?
We want to figure out what killed her, right? It just so happens we already know.
We already know? I knew we could count on you, Master.
So what was it?
Go ahead and tell them, Makoto. Surely you've deduced the real murder weapon?
The real murder weapon? But do you think Peggle would remember? Oh, these
I got it!
metal pipe, they're made of titanium,
Mukuro was
so
hit in the back of the head with something.
they would have put
And
them all
that's
together.
what killed her. And that something was the titanium arrow we found in the locker in the dojo.
Arrow. That's what the culprit attacked Mukuro with?
Indeed. There's no doubt about it.
Are you sure? That sounds kind of weird.
Hey! How dare you backtalk, Master? You have no right!
I'm not backtalking anything. I'm just saying what I think.
I'm gonna blame Hino for doubting it because there's one more thing about that murder weapon. One more secret.
titanium arrow. It was in the dojo locker, right? I have no doubt that was the murder weapon.
Sure.
You sure?
You don't sound convinced. What's the problem?
Well, because in the Monokuma file, it said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe, right? It seems like an arrow would just be too thin.
Talking back to Master. You have no right!
It's the duct tape. What would the culprit use up all those arrows and they could be used in Tears of Kingdom?
The titanium
Exactly.
arrow.
It was in the dojo, I have no doubt.
Are you sure?
You don't sound convinced.
Well, it said the weapon must. It seems.
No, it's wrong.
Whew.
You're right. Just the one arrow would have been too weak. That's why the killer used another weapon.
Another weapon?
Inside the dojo locker, we also found a balled up wad of duct tape. The killer probably uses duct tape to bind multiple arrows together. Bundling them together using the duct tape would easily create a single weapon as thick as a pipe. And that's exactly what the killer did.
It's similar to Aesop's fable about the bundle of sticks. One stick is weak, but put them together, and they become strong. It's meant to teach cooperation.
Damn, that's harsh.
Damn.
Harsh. Are you even listening?
Anyway, that explains the murder weapon. As for who the culprit is that stashed the weapon in the dojo locker,
Speaking of Tears of the Kingdom, that would be amazing if Ganondorf or whoever the villain is actually talked, as we heard in the trailer, or maybe it's the moon's voice. Do you think the first voice we heard, the male's voice, did you think that was Ganondorf? People are saying that Ganon is, that we're going to see Ganondorf instead in Tears of the Kingdom.
it was you, Kyoko.
I've never been to the dojo.
Oh no. You
Yeah.
absolutely have.
Yeah, you have. That's a massive lie.
How can you say that with such confidence?
Because we have proof, of course. Don't we, Makoto? What's the matter? Surely you don't intend to protect a murderer. You know what will happen if you do, don't you? If you cover for the culprit, there's only one thing that can lead to. The death of us all, remember?
Of course I remember.
Then show us. Show everyone the evidence that proves Kyoko went to the dojo.
I have evidence? Evidence that Kyoko went to the dojo. Must be connected to that dojo locker. Oh, I'm sorry, Kyoko.
I got it! The one thing that proves Kyoko was in the dojo is right here. The key to the dojo locker.
And how does that prove anything?
It was in your room, dumb bitch!
Because I found it in your room.
It was in my room?
Don't bother trying to play dumb. That key is just the final piece of the puzzle. Your non-existent alibi, your clear motive, your attempts to frame Makoto for the crime. This all proves that you are the true culprit. You can't explain this away, so just give up.
Hold on a second.
Not this again. You really are dead set on defending her, aren't you?
No, it's not that I want to defend her. There's one more thing I need to ask her. Kyoko, I want you to tell me something. Last night, you were in my room, weren't you? Why? What were you doing there? That's what I need to know.
It certainly sounded like it was Ganondorf talking. If so, it would be the third game in the series where he talked. Anyone know what the first two were? I'm just gonna take a massive guess. I'm probably gonna be wrong. One, Twilight Princess. And another one, I want to say Ocarina of Time, but I don't think so. Maybe Majora's Mask?
I was just protecting you.
What?
She was protecting me? And does that mean she... She knew I was being attacked. And she came to my rescue. Could that be when... Which would mean that Kyoko, she killed someone for me?
That's enough. The time for idle chatter is over. A verdict is close at hand.
Wait. I'm warning you. Don't make this mistake. I'm not the killer.
I knew you were stubborn, but this is just getting ridiculous.
To clarify, I meant talk to an actual voice
Really?
actor.
But you should know better than anyone I didn't do it. Can you tell me I'm wrong?
I should know.
What? Byaku should know better than anyone? What does that mean? I think we're almost done with this class trial. I think it's an hour long at least.
Those words you just spoke. What do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me.
There's proof that you aren't the culprit.
What? Hold on.
Is that what you're saying?
Oh, it's the only thing.
You stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker, and then left the locker key in my own room, correct? But could I really have done that?
Any last guesses? Anyone know the other two Zelda games with voice acting? Wait, Kyoko gave her room key to Byakuya, right? Which would mean...
Those words you just spoke. What do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer.
Hold on. I have to concentrate on something, I think.
There's proof that you. Is that what you're?
You stated it. You said I hid and then
Left the locker key in my own room, but could I really have done that?
Those words you just spoke. What do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm
not the killer. You should understand.
Byakuya.
Master would never hide something.
There's proof.
No, it's wrong.
Yeah, tell us, Paul. Just tell us. Just tell us.
If I'm right, Kyoko wouldn't have been able to get into her room.
Why not?
Because she had given her room key to Byakuya.
I see. So that's what you meant. And if I had the key to your room...
Then obviously I had no way of getting in.
I'm trying to think if... Do you think... I wonder if, Kyoko went to sleep at all during these times. She's been up for 3 days straight.
Without my room key, I couldn't have possibly put the locker key in there myself. Am I wrong?
It would appear not.
Then you're finally starting to understand.
Ah, that's not actually true. There was a clear contradiction in what Kyoko just told us. An obvious lie. Because this just isn't like her. To try and save herself with such a desperate lie. Does she really feel that threatened? Because she's the killer? Or is it something else? Was there some deeper meaning hidden in what Kyoko said earlier? The other two Zelda games where Ganondorf's work were the first... Oh, the first two CDI games! Interesting. If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of the school will stay hidden forever. Which is why I can't let that happen. This is the trap the Mastermind has laid for us. The Mastermind's trap. The Mastermind is trying to trap Kyoko? But what if that's not really true? What can I do? What should I do? What should I... The Mastermind's trap. Ocarina of Time? No, CDI games. Chase. Don't... They're not any of those. Very different games, and they're hidden under this underground, and she'll never be spoken about again. The victim was Murako, and Kyoko killed her? What does Kyoko really know? Oh my gosh, if the CDI games came to the Switch, I would refuse to play them. What am I supposed to do? Kyoko's lie. I'm the only one who knows it's a lie. I'm the only one who can expose it. But who can I trust? What am I supposed to do? The Mastermind's trap. If you spend all your time trying to avoid danger, you'll never move forward. We know the danger, but if that risk means solving the mystery, we have no choice. Am I wrong? What do I do? I have to decide right here and now whether or not to expose Kyoko's lie. I've made my decision. I have to believe in Kyoko. I think even if he did say, tell the lie, it doesn't work. There's no way she would kill someone. There has to be some secret here. Something that has to do with the Mastermind's trap that Kyoko mentioned. Honestly, this trial and many other things is why I don't like Kyoko. You dare enter my dungeon, you must die. Let's hope Ganondorf has better lines than Tears of Kingdom. And Paul's favorite character in this is Kyoko, so I'm sure he'd be like, excuse me.
Well, does no one have a rebuttal? Have you decided to accept her assertion as fact? I see. So you still refuse to accept it. I suppose we have to admit that Kyoko didn't put the locker key in her room. That it was someone else.
But who else could it have been?
I mean, Byakuya had a room key, right?
You! What are you trying to imply?
You'd get a really messed up ending if you exposed the lie.
Of course, I have an
Yep,
alibi.
which is why I'm not doing it.
From nighttime on, I was with you guys the entire time.
Nah, if you tell the lie, you got a different ending. A weird ending. Oh, really? Don't think I've ever seen the other ending.
I couldn't possibly have killed anyone, or put the key in Kyoko's
I think I've
room.
always put it away.
Well, someone had to put the key in there.
Well, someone had to put the key in
There's
there.
only one other possibility I can think of. Someone could have had the key on them, then once they arrived at the scene, pretended to find it there.
It had to be Makoto, right?
I don't see any other option.
Wait a second. You've got it all wrong.
I'm trying to remember something.
Let's think about it one more time. There's gotta be a hidden side to this case.
Huh? A hidden side?
First of all, there's something off about this entire trial. You all see it, don't you? Mukuro, who we didn't even know existed, suddenly shows up dead. And then we're thrown into a trial. And Kyoko even said, it's a trap the Mastermind set for us. So that's why this has to be...
Okay, time's up!
Huh?
Time's up! Class trial's all over! Everyone can stop talking now!
For real, it was something else.
What?
I don't think... I don't think I've ever seen the other ending. I'm gonna have to Google it.
What do you mean time's up? There's no time's up. Since when have we...
It's because you were late, so we had to push back the start time. So then, it's time for voting time, okay? Everyone, please vote using the lever in front of you!
Voting time?
I can't remember... I'm gonna beef that one. Screw you then. Trying to remember the execution for this one. I can't remember.
Now, who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
Hey, hold on!
What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
You'll send it to me? Hold, that's the ending? Oh my god, that's hilarious. Wait, Peggle, you actually did good in a game? I know, right? That's the ending? Oh my gosh. The Peggle's the confusion, but anyway. Okay. What? You think I'm the killer? Sorry, man. Sorry. It's all your fault. Everyone, you're wrong. You've got it all wrong. I didn't do it.
Indeed.
Good job, everyone.
Good job.
They got it right.
No, I know that's not true. None of this makes any sense. The whole trial doesn't make any sense.
It makes perfect sense. same as always, just like all the other class trials, and I'm gonna end it the same way.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Drills, chills,
It's time for your heart-pounding, positively thrilling punishment.
Wait, why do I... Kyoko!
I don't expect you to forgive me. I know this is all my fault.
Fuck you.
Kyoko!
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
Right, before I continue, because even I'm trying to friggin' remember this. I need a refresher, because I do believe, the game and the anime have completely different, executions. I believe, I'm trying to remember, I could be wrong on this now. I believe the game had Makoto, but the anime had Kyoko. Don't quote me on it though. I feel like my brain's just been mushed. Rip. Everyone say bye to the protagonist. Nah, they're the same. They're the same? Why have I seen an execution for Kyoko then, though? Peggles the confusion now. Why have I seen an execution for Kyoko in the exact same way? I've seen the exact same somewhere. It might just be that ending then, I guess. Interesting. It's been a very long time since I've seen the anime, so I don't know, maybe because I've seen an execution exact same way for Kyoko on online that I must have thought yeah. Because that's how you get the ending with the kids. Okay, now that makes a lot more sense. See, I've never done that ending, so I've never even heard of another ending. I just thought there was one. So now it makes a lot more sense. So I'm not even talking about this. So yeah, hi. I'm not even paying attention to this. I wasn't the biggest fan of this class trial and how it just got suddenly flipped around anyway. I think a lot of people did not like this class trial because, for starters, you know, yeah, I know there's no Kyoko in the photo, but I don't know. You've all confused me now. Thanks, guys. Stupid internet.
What's this? What's going on?
What's that? Yeah, it had to be. Alter ego.
Alter ego? Is this some stupid virus from that stupid guy? He must have planted it when he invaded my network. Damn it all to hell, I don't believe this.
It seems you finally made a miscalculation. I never believed Makoto was the lucky student. He's just there for... no, he's not an ultimate lucky student, Jebel. He's the protagonist. He's got plot armor. I don't like class trial that starts up debating if Kyoko was a ghost. Oh, obviously. But no, I never liked... No, I didn't mind the class trial. I didn't like the execution because I didn't like how suddenly, oh, let's just blame Makoto, even though half of it we were blaming Kyoko. So that's why I found it a bit ridiculous.
What the heck?
What was that?
What I'm saying is, you shouldn't have underestimated us.
What are you talking like you've already won, sorry. I barely felt a thing. It was a pitch and itch. The stupid virus is gone now. Got it? And so is Makoto. Maybe I didn't get to smash him flat, but you're never gonna see him again. To waste him in a garbage doom pit in a way that's even better special punishment. It's still not enough. I'm still not satisfied. I'm still gonna bring despair to the rest of you. Bring despair to the entire world.
In the anime, there was a scene of Kyoko execution scene, but I'm not sure how that happened in the anime. Probably it was a nightmare, probably is what I'm guessing. Yeah, something like that, I don't know. But no, I don't say that, oh, Makoto survived because he's the ultimate lucky student. No, he has plot armor, because protagonists always have plot armor. Is he gone? Kyoko, what's the meaning of all this? Just what the hell is going
Calm
on?
down.
It's okay. We're not the ones being trapped this time. Huh?
In other words,
Now it's the masterminds that's ensnared. What are you talking about?
so...
You'll understand soon enough. Very soon indeed. Massive high school towers all over the buildings in the building urban area. It's like the school stands at the center of the entire world. Hope's Peak Academy. It brings in top students from every field imaginable. A government-funded school of privilege. Killing Harmony as an answer. Hey! Hey! Shush! We don't talk about that yet. Shush! Shush! Zip! Zip! They say that if you come here and manage to graduate, you'll be set for life. With hundreds of years of tradition, it sends the cream of the crop into workforce every year. It was built to raise hope in the nation's future, which makes Hope's Peak a pretty fitting name. There are two things you need to attend the school. One, you have to already be attending high school. Two, you have to be very best at what you do. I don't give a fuck if Makoto's the ultimate lucky student. He has plot armor. Does it really? Shh. Makoto may be classed as a lucky student, but Jesus Christ, it doesn't feel like he's lucky. We've seen the ultimate lucky student in a way better way. No ordinary student could enroll here. The only way in is if you're scattered by the school itself. And standing there at the gate of the ultimate school filled with the ultimate students was me. Yeah. Where am I? I woke up with my head resting on top of the wooden desk. My body felt heavy. It wouldn't be weird for me to zonk off in the middle of some boring class or whatever. Yeah, lucky students don't always seem as lucky. That's for sure. No, I never believed that Makoto's talent was lucky, the ultimate lucky student. Never believed it. It wasn't any classroom I'd ever been in before. What the heck is going on? Finally. I could finally feel my mind and body start to come back together, and then I was awake. Or was this just another dream? A dream inside a hopeless nightmare. Say if a lucky student wasn't a protagonist, they might not have been the same, might have the same fate because of the plot armor. Exactly. No, this isn't a dream. I could tell because the stench invading my nostrils was too powerful for a dream. What an awful smell. I was in a vast dark cave-in with the barest hint of night seeping in. Trash was piled high all across the area. Must be some kind of underground garbage pit. The heck of situation to find myself in. But that was just the beginning of my problems. Was I going to be stuck in here until I wasted away and died? No, I can't let that happen. Not after what my good friend went through to save me. I remembered all too well what had happened. Alter Ego saved me, and he used up the last little bit of his strength to do it. So I can't give up now. He was lucky that Chihiro created Alter Ego. How would that class as him being lucky? That was all him. For myself and for my friend. With that, my pursuit of survival began. First up was to start looking for a way out of there. I have a feeling everyone's bodies are here. Just like, ooh.
Everyone's bodies.
It's locked. No matter how many times I pushed or pulled or kicked at it, didn't budge. Getting out of here isn't going to be that easy. Well, if I'm not getting out of here anytime soon. I started to look around for some food. There's plenty of food here, but it's all rotten. It was pointless too. Next I searched for some water. How can I be sure which liquids I can drink and which ones are all around here? Bad idea. Again, pointless. If you want to be technical, luck doesn't actually exist. No. Luck doesn't exist. I feel like I'm blocked in all on one sides. But that's still not enough reason to give up because I'm still alive. As long as I'm alive, I'll never give up. After making that proud declaration, the next thing I decided to do was go to sleep. My sleep was deep and uninterrupted. That was my only way to preserve what little strength I had left after not being able to eat or drink. Can't be sure, but I think at least a full day had to have passed. All I did was sleep and sleep. I mean, it would make more sense to trash the bodies. It was like I was waiting for some kind of sign to come falling out of the sky. However, what from the sky wasn't a sign, not exactly. What the hell? The strange sound pierced my silent isolation, jarring me awake. As I watched the pile of garbage just split and formed an odd shape. Did something fall down over there? Something fell from above. What could it have been? The power of luck is amazing. Luck doesn't even exist. Slumber. We love sleeping. Did a giant piece of trash just fall down here? I carefully stretched my hand out toward whatever it was that had tumbled down here with me.
Just a second.
A giant piece of trash? Rude. Before she even emerged from the pile of garbage, I knew who it was.
It smells
This place smells awful.
awful.
Wait, a sign that fell from the sky? Makoto, have you played Skyward Sword? Kyoko! You look like you're doing better than I expected. What are you doing here?
So,
Isn't it obvious? I'm here to help you. I'm glad to hear that, Kyoko. You've got a bit of garbage in your hair. She gave her head a quick, sharp shake to get rid of the trash, then faced me
Hey.
again. First, I have something for you. Go ahead and eat it. We can talk once you're finished. Thank you! I snatched the bread and water that she was holding out for me. Within seconds, it was in my mouth and making its way towards my stomach. Phew, that really hit the spot. Now I've got all the energy I need to keep going. So you still haven't given up then? Of course not. After all, the fact that I can keep going forward is about all I'm good at. Well, it's not such a bad thing to be good at. But, Kyoko, why'd you come to rescue me?
So,
To pay a debt. Or, no, to atone. Atone?
you.
During the trial, even though you knew I was lying, you didn't say anything. So you knew that I knew.
Indeed.
But even though I knew, I did nothing to help you. I abandoned you. Don't say that! You didn't abandon me! No, that's exactly what I did. I abandoned you in order to save my own life. You were trying to save me, and I couldn't bring myself to do the same for you.
However,
But listen, not that I'm trying to make excuses, but there was a reason that I had to survive, no matter the cost. Why did you have to survive?
it's true.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you everything. The reason I have to
In
survive
other words,
is so that I can do what I came to the school to do. What? I made up my mind to come to Hope's Peak Academy for one very important reason. So you have some reason for coming to Hope's Peak?
indeed.
That's right. At least I did once. Once? Until recently I had forgotten what it was. You forgot, but that's... I had no memory of what my purpose was. No memory? That's impossible!
Amnesia?
Then, is it really true? You lost your memory?
Makoto.
Do you remember, Makoto? Do you remember the first thing that happened to each of us as soon as we arrived at the school? The first thing. You're talking about when we fainted, right? I fainted, and when I woke up, I was trapped
That's
here.
right.
I fainted too, and when I woke up, I noticed a strange feeling of separation within myself, a
It would
disconnect.
seem
Thinking back on it now, at that point, my memory was gone. At that time, I'd forgotten. I couldn't remember why I'd come to the school, and why I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was. But what would make you forget
Hey.
all that? Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine it happened by chance. It seems much too convenient. Are you saying you think you lost your memory because...
indeed.
I don't think. I'm positive. It was the work of the mastermind. They stole my memory. But why would they want to do that? There's only one reason I come up with. If they ever made a spirit battle of Trigger Happy Habit characters, I bet Garrick Mac Monastery would be a good stand-in for Hope's Peak Academy. Because of my purpose and my ability, somehow they would interfere with the mastermind's plans. So the mastermind just stole them from you?
However,
And it could also mean somehow my memories may be connected to the mystery of the school and the mastermind, which is why I have to give them back. Which is why I've been investigating things by myself this whole time. But if what you say is true, why didn't you ask the rest of us to help
why
you?
is that?
If I did that and we all worked as one, the mastermind would have noticed right away. Plus, there's always the chance that the mastermind is actually one of us. What? Well, don't make too big of a deal of it, it's just a possibility. But since it is a possibility, we can't ignore it, right? Mastermind, one of us. If she believed that, then of course she couldn't trust anyone around her. In which case, it only makes sense that she would look into her missing memory by herself.
However,
That being said, there was a limit of what I could do with myself, which is why I asked you to help me. Why me? Because among everyone, you was least likely to be the mastermind, which was just intuition, but I see. Your intuition was right, though. There's no way an ordinary kid like me could have been the mastermind.
I understand. I should understand everything. My goal isn't to get out of here. It's to stay here.
Gah. It's just like the dream I had before, but why did that just happen? I wonder if the mastermind being one of us is another 9999 reference. Imagine. You okay? Oh, yeah, it's nothing. It is nothing, right?
Hey,
Even now, I still trust you, you know? It's just, I'm not used to relying on others. I know I never asked for your help the right way, so I understand if you're not convinced. Honestly, I was convinced. I think that's just her personality. You said you had a reason for doing all that investigating on your own. So how'd that turn out? Were you able to remember anything? I think there's still a lot I don't remember, but at the very least, I was finally able to recall my purpose and my ability. You mentioned your ability. My ability. What everyone should have known me, or I'm the ultimate detective. The ultimate detective? And the reason I came to Hope's Peak Academy, there was someone I had to find here in the school. You had to find someone? Who? Well, it was the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy. The headmaster? Why did you want to find the headmaster? Because he's my father. What?
In other words,
I was separated from him as a child. As it turns out, he became the headmaster of Hope's Peak. Kyoko's dad is Hope's Peak's headmaster? Then that explains when Rodrigo told us how he thought the headmaster was involved. I'll find a way. Huh? No matter what it takes, I will find the headmaster.
What?
No matter the cost.
So,
Kyoko, what's going on? My memory hadn't come back at that point, but when he said that, I felt strange. Makes perfect sense now, of course, since my whole purpose for coming here was to find him. That makes sense.
However,
But listen, Makoto, I want to make this perfectly clear so that there's no misunderstanding. I said the headmaster wasn't the mastermind, but I didn't say that to protect him. I only said what I felt based on what I'd seen when I snuck into the headmaster's room. Then what did you see in there?
so
The room had been ransacked. The shelves were a mess. The desk drawers jumped on the floor. Gotta say, there's a certain charm to hearing an Aussie Makoto. You're welcome! The only conclusion is that someone who didn't know where anything was had been in there. You mean the mastermind, right?
it's true.
There was my assumption, yes. And to confirm my suspicion, I decided to investigate the second floor of dorms using the key I'd find. But why there? Because I also found this in the headmaster's room. Is this some kind of map?
Indeed.
It's a layout of the entirety of Hope's Peak Academy. I found it in the headmaster's room along with Murokuro's profile and that key. That map showed the second floor. It was home to a number of rooms meant for the faculty use. Some of the staff must have had to stay overnight from time to time, and I figured the headmaster would have had some kind of private room there. I assumed that if it were true, the room would likely hold more clues, so I went to check. And that's when I finally remembered. I remembered that my purpose was to find the owner of that room, so I went to see if the headmaster really did have a private room there.
However,
Everyone start making YouTube videos of all Bryce's best lines, but in an Aussie accent. But once I got there, I noticed that the second floor of dorms didn't have any cameras or monitors. So what was it like? That part of the school, I mean. It's hard to describe. All I can say is, the moment I saw it, I realized whatever's going on in the school is more horrific than we ever imagined. What do you mean? I can't explain it. You need to see it for yourself, and I'm sure you'll get the chance soon enough. It sounds like it must be important and really ominous.
however,
Of course, once I get to the second floor dorm, which is why I had no idea what was going on in the rest of the building. It has to do with Muroko Ikosaba, doesn't it?
however,
Just to be perfectly clear, I didn't kill her. And I know it wasn't you either. I know you're right, but that just means everyone but you and me had an alibi, so then who did kill her?
Anyway.
What I can say for sure is that the mastermind is directly involved. To begin with, the point of the class trial of Muroko Ikosaba was to get me killed. Get you killed?
Indeed.
I stole that key and disappeared, and in retaliation, they wanted to draw me out and eliminate me.
Correct.
That was the point of the class trial. It was? The mastermind knew they couldn't interfere directly. You mean because of the school regulations?
That's right.
Exactly. With minimal restrictions, you are free to explore Hope's Peak Academy at your discretion.
In other words,
The mastermind is adamant about following the rules. With that rule in place, they couldn't step in. Since they couldn't kill me themselves, they tried to use the class trial to do it. The mastermind couldn't step in because of the rules. It makes sense to sound like the mastermind themselves is somehow bound by school regulations. I remember when the Game Boy stuff was announced because they said they were going to talk about Nintendo Online, and I was like, yes, Nintendo Online, I'm here. And because Paul was watching a little bit behind, because he was watching at the same time, he was like, he told me to hold my breath. He's like, hold your breath, and I was just like, and I was seeing it, and I'm just like, and he's like, hold your breath, and I'm just like, It's like, Game Boy! Like, it was so funny. I gotta clip that moment, by the way, Paul. I found that really comedic in a way.
Hey,
There's one other thing I'd like to point out on the murder of Mukuro Ikosaba. What's that? There was a point where Mukuro may have not become the victim. It could have been you, Makoto. I could have become the victim?
indeed.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Do you mean? Quite glad the Game Boy family finally was added. I never played some of those games, so it's nice to get more stuff to play, and I've already beaten Tetris on highest difficulty. Yeah, I asked Dragon if he's ever played any of the Game Boys, and he said he's played the Game Boy Advanced. So, during the night, I can hear them, you know? The footsteps on the God of Death. What? I can hear the God of Death as he moves. That ability naturally draws me into cases just like this,
Anyway.
which is exactly what happened with you. I was in the dorms, and I had a sudden sense of dread. I looked down the stairwell, and I saw a white shadow across the corridor. I gave chase right away. As soon as I followed it, I saw the shadow got into your room. We had a lot of technical difficulties that day, so I'm glad we did anything at all. Yeah, we really need to figure out what's going on with that, like why you're not able to see it. Maybe we should just like take a day just to try and figure it out. And I saw what was happening, but I will talk to Dragon about it as well. Next time you guys should press at the same time for no delay. Yeah, before, normally I would share my screen with Paul so that he could see, but it just wasn't popping up, so... Yeah, that's what we were trying to do, Jebel, but it wasn't working. I intervened immediately, of course.
However,
That wasn't the end of things, of course. I stopped them, but that led to... Whoever that mass assailant was, they ended up dead.
correct.
And their murder was disguised. The dojo key wound up in my room. It all has to be the work of the mastermind in an attempt to use the class trial to eliminate me. So all this would mean that whoever killed Mukuro is also the mastermind,
Indeed.
right? I don't have conclusive evidence, but that's what I think. That's really bad if true. That means the mastermind can kill whoever they want if they feel like it. Wait, but that doesn't create another contradiction. The mastermind wanted to use the class trial to try and kill you because they couldn't interfere, right? You're right. That is a contradiction. Then it's just it's not just Mukuro. They needed the class trial to kill me, but seemed ready to kill you in your room. Everything they did is a contradiction. The problem is that the VC messed up audio in Nintendo Direct. Did it?
In other words,
It means that the mastermind is the one who'd been cornered. Excuse me. Huh?
Makoto.
Just a little more. A little more and I should be able to figure out the mastermind's identity. The identity of the other ultimate despair. The other ultimate despair? There's no doubt that Mukuro was the ultimate despair and that she's dead. I don't think the ultimate despair is just one person. It's not.
Indeed.
If you think about it, the ultimate despair seems to implicate whoever caused the event. You're talking about what happened a year ago. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. The tragedy. Whoever's responsible for that, they're the ultimate despair. Peg and I weren't just going to cancel last minute, and folks could always rewatch the direct if we talk too much. Exactly.
It would seem
The despicable group whose only purpose, motivation comes from despair.
indeed.
Have their, make no mistake, they're the root of all evil that has forced us to go through this. That is the ultimate despair, and that is our real enemy. Ah, done! Finally. That ending takes a bit long. Oh, I love it. Alright. Let's save. I know I just saved, but you know. I rewatch Peglo's stream because I like to see your reaction to the direct. Is because I do my massive gasp, like I was trying not to be too loud about it because Dragon was asleep next to me. But it's hard. Like normally the directs would happen late at night for me, like at 10, 11 o'clock. That's what's been happening lately, so it's a bit easier. Ish. But because he's still awake, but even my whole house is asleep. But this time it was at 8 AM and I was like, oh my gosh. Anyway, right. We are done with chapter 5. That is going to be it for me today. And that class trial. I thank you guys, by the way, for telling me, like, oh, with Kyoko's thing, because I had no idea about that other ending, and Kyoko's like execution actually did happen. It was just the other endings. If Chase or Paul, if you want to give me like a bit of a description, if you want to give me a description like kind of what happens with that ending, I would really like to know. It was pretty hard to contain my excitement for Ghost Trick returning. I didn't think anyone except me cared about that game. Yeah, you were so happy. And I was sitting back just smiling from ear to ear because, you know, I'm always waiting for you to actually be excited about a game. And that came and I was like, and you were like, oh, I love this game. And I was like, oh. The two games that you were really excited for was Ghost Trick and Professor Layton. Those two you were like, oh my god. You know, like, oh my goodness. Like, that's when you were really happy. And I was like, oh, that's so sweet. But yeah, I'm gonna end it here. Now, next week is gonna be a bit weird because I'm only doing 2 streams next week. So I'm just gonna ask this now. Would you guys like me to do, because next week I'm on my holiday, so I'll only be able to do a Monday stream and a Wednesday stream. So, would you guys want to see Danganronpa next week? If so, I'll figure out what day I'll put it on. I'll probably stream it on the Wednesday. If not, would you guys like? Are you guys okay with waiting just an extra week? And I'll do Danganronpa when I come back from my holiday, because I don't know what to do next week. Because I only have 2 streams to do. So, what holiday? Boxing Day? We don't have Boxing Day till Christmas, Jevil. What do you mean? No, I'm going on a holiday. I'm going on a vacation. For you guys, we call it holiday. You guys call it a vacation. I'm going down. I'm gonna go watch Ed Sheeran. I'm gonna go watch his concert. There, is that better? We call it a holiday. You guys call it a vacation. What about Fall Guys? I have been thinking about doing Fall Guys again, but I just got so many games to finish. I really need to finish Pokemon Scarlet, which we're almost done with. I gotta do Hades, and I gotta do Rabbids. So, yes, let's do Danganronpa next week so that we can get to Virtue's Last Reward quicker. Alright, I'll do it on the Wednesday then. I'll do a Twitch stream on Monday, and I'll do a YouTube stream on the Wednesday. Alright, that works. So that'll be Tuesday for you guys. Okay. So yeah, that will be it for me today. So next week we'll do we'll do chapter 6, half of chapter 6, which is the last chapter. I think it's the last chapter. I think it is. So we'll go halfway through that, and once we hit the halfway mark, then we'll then the week after we'll do the finale. Or put a poll. I think what I'll actually do is for Monday's stream, I'll do a poll, and I'll see what you guys want. Either Pokemon Scarlet, Hades, or Rabbids. So that will be my poll. I think what I'll make. I'll make it after stream today. See what people want. But yeah, other than that, tomorrow the Splatfest begins. So I will be back on Twitch. I'll be streaming the Splatfest. Dark chocolate versus milk chocolate versus white chocolate. I don't know how much I'll play. I will be a bit late. I won't be able to stream it right when the Splatfest starts. I'm doing a video with Paul about the direct, so I might be late. If I'm not, then heck yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be the plan for tomorrow. I will be doing the Splatfest. So chapter 6 is always the finale of the mainline Danganronpa games. I think it's because 6 is the devil's number. Yeah, so yeah, next chapter will be the last one. So we're getting close. 2 more streams to go, guys. People are actually going to vote for Scarlet and Violet. Wow, Chase will fight you. But yeah, other than that, I'm going to end it here. And I will see you guys tomorrow for the Splatfest. So yeah, catches.